Today we're hanging out in Rancho Santa Fe in the Village, kind of that downtown area of Rancho Santa Fe. We're gonna get into, is Rancho Santa Fe a nice place to live? We'll let you decide. We're gonna give you some pros and cons and everything in between, but let's get into it right now.
Hello, I'm Cassidy Lewis.
And I'm Chris Erickson.
And as much as we love making these videos for you, we would also love to help you with your real estate needs here in North County, San Diego, and we are agents here. So definitely get in touch with us, book your discovery call, text, email. We've got your back when moving into San Diego. So the first thing to think about when you're trying to figure out whether this is a nice spot for you here in Rancho Santa Fe is kind of the vibe, what it feels like, what the people are like. And it's definitely an upscale community, but it's a big mix of folks that have been here a long time. You've got equestrian facilities, so there's a lot of horse folks out here. You've got retired athletes, you've got business people, you've got a lot of, like a big wide range of folks that live here. And the positive is that it's still San Diego, so it still has that laid back feel. It's definitely quiet. I mean, we're here in the Village at Rancho Santa Fe, and there's not a ton going on, but there's a couple of little cool spots to check out. But it just has that kind of relaxed feel here.
And that's one thing too about Rancho Santa Fe. All the houses are fairly large, so you have a lot of the stuff you need as far as entertainment, barbecues, pools, tennis courts, sports courts, pickleball courts, all that stuff is on your property. While there is a bunch of clubs and stuff around you can join. If you're living right now, when we're talking this part of Rancho Santa Fe too, and some of the stuff we're going to cover, we're talking about the Covenant, which is like the central area. A lot of people are, when they do think about Rancho Santa Fe, where they want to move, they want to be specifically in the Covenant, which is the HOA section of Rancho Santa Fe. It encompasses kind of the downtown area plus a few miles around. There's other neighborhoods too, kind of outside, which we'll get to what's nearby in a little bit. But in the Covenant, you have that 24-hour patrol. You have kind of the access to these private parks. You have access to the golf course, the tennis club, all that kind of stuff. So if you're tons of private trails too, equestrian and just cruising trails. I think there's like 40 miles in here. So a lot of people who do think Rancho Santa Fe, they specifically want to be in the Covenant to have access to all those amenities right here. But as a whole, the downtown little area right here, you got a few shops, restaurants, all that kind of stuff, but it's not crazy. If you're going out and about, there's probably like 5 or 6 little spots to hit up, breakfast and lunch and, coffee and whatnot. But once you get right outside, you can cruise down to Solana Beach real quick. So centrally located right here in North County, San Diego, where you're not on the coast, but you have pretty quick access down there.
And one thing not really specific to the Covenant is that Rancho Santa Fe as a whole has community events. There's a farmer's market. They do really cool car shows out here. It kind of changes location a little bit. But there's some really cool things within Rancho Santa Fe if you're looking for events and stuff like that.
So if you're living here too, you want to know what amenities are nearby, which we covered a little bit. Like within Rancho Santa Fe, right behind us is the Rancho Santa Fe Country Club. So if you're living in the Covenant, you have access to that. But Rancho Santa Fe, you don't think about it much because I don't live in Rancho Santa Fe. If we're going golf, we're going to Encinitas Ranch, we're going to Lake San Marcos, a few other spots. But right around Rancho Santa Fe, there's a bunch of golf courses. So a bunch of private country club style golf courses at different communities as well. A lot of them gated and whatnot, which we'll get into a little bit. But golf is pretty big here. If you like golf, this is a good spot to be. And if you want access to this country club right here in Rancho Santa Fe, you do need to be within the Covenant.
One of the other spots that's real close is Solana Beach, straight down the road that's right behind the camera here. And there are a ton of restaurants. Cedros is a main street that has Belly Up, which is a music venue, a bunch of bars, restaurants, brewery, tasting rooms. And then you've got the Coast Highway, which has a ton of really cool spots to check out as well. And
Cedros is also the design district.
Yes.
So like
Yep.
kind of fancy furniture and yard stuff and landscape. You could see I'm not really
and finishes
design
and stuff.
guy.
Yeah, so like a lot of folks that are doing remodels out here spend a lot of time in the design district just getting ideas of finishes, countertops, things like that. So really cool spot, and be able to grab a glass of wine or a beer after that too is a cool little spot. And then you got Fletcher Cove, which is just a straight shot from here, which is one of the nicer beaches in North County. Easy access, not a ton of stairs, no stairs really. So it's a great spot too.
And then just south of Solana Beach, especially if you're into equestrian and stuff, they do have the Del Mar, what's it called? Del Mar Racetrack? Del Mar Thoroughbred
San
Club?
Diego.
San Diego. I don't know. It's the Del Mar Fairgrounds is what we're going to call it. That's where you have the Del Mar races. They have 2 seasons throughout the year, and they have the Del Mar Fair. Anyways, that's like real close to here. Also a big park kind of right on the border of Solana Beach and Rancho Santa Fe if you got kiddos and stuff is San Dieguito Park. It is really cool. Big open grass areas, kind of cool trails going through there, bridges, ton of playgrounds and stuff. So while there's not a ton of that right here in Rancho, you could hit that right on the border of Rancho Santa Fe and Solana Beach. There are a few private parks and private baseball fields and stuff within kind of the Covenant area. There's this little park, but this is more just like kind of hanging out, or good place to film, not really bring the kids. But if you do want to bring them out, definitely San Diego Park is the way to go.
One of the big amenities out here too is security. So like Chris mentioned earlier, the Covenant itself has a full-time private security company that just does their, laps around Rancho Santa Fe. And if there's any issues, they're right there to call also. But a lot of the homes either have their own private gates here in Rancho Santa Fe or are within smaller kind of gated communities. Kind of an interesting fact also, maybe less of an amenity, is that homes don't have mailboxes out here. So a lot of folks have P.O. boxes in the kind of the surrounding areas, either here in the village, some in Encinitas.
And then hopping into the kind of the houses, the style of houses, a lot of custom. Like most of it out here is custom. Some of it is old. People have just lived there. They built it a long time ago. So a lot of times you'll see people go in, fully gut the place, renovate it all, maybe just scrape it, build this brand new, beautiful property. But properties as a whole, you get some space. You're spread out. Like I mentioned earlier, you have kind of all that entertainment needs right on your property. So not all the properties, but a big majority of properties have those pools, those outdoor areas, those libraries in the house, maybe wine rooms, like beautiful big kitchens, movie theaters, all that kind of stuff at your property. It's really going to depend on, your budget and where you are going to end up. But as a whole, spread out, privacy, that's kind of like the whole vibe within Rancho Santa Fe. Now this next one's super important, especially if you have little guys. Schools right here in Rancho Santa Fe, according to Niche or Niche, we haven't decided what it is, niche.com, Rancho Santa Fe is one of the top, if not the top rated schools in all of California. So school districts are highly rated here. You do have Roger Rowe, which is elementary and middle school. So they recently, it wasn't super recent now, but a few years back, they definitely did a full remodel on that. So even the aesthetics and stuff are pretty solid. Once you start getting into high school, you're gonna feed into the San Diego School District, which is gonna be Torrey Pines that's what this homeschool would be, but you also can go into a lottery system for the SDA, San Diego Academy, or Canyon Crest Academy as well. So those are two lottery systems.
And like Chris mentioned, the schools are highly rated, but there are also a bunch of really good private schools here within either right around Rancho Santa Fe. There's a great one in Solana Beach. There's just a lot of other options for schooling if public school is not what you want. So what's nearby here? There are a couple of communities still within Rancho Santa Fe that aren't here in the Covenant. You've got Crosby, which is a gated community with a private golf course. You've got Cielo, which is a community that has incredible views. It's all kind of built up in the hills. And then you've also got Fairbanks Ranch, which is just feels a little bit more coastal. It's a little bit further south of kind of the Covenant area of Rancho Santa Fe. And then just to the west of Fairbanks Ranch, you've got Del Mar. So these are kind of the communities we see a lot of folks kind of searching in around all these communities. And then if you have a commute to the airport, if you're traveling a lot, it's about a 30 to 45 minute drive depending on where in Rancho Santa Fe you're living.
And real quick, the other Rancho Santa Fe communities that he just went through, Cielo is definitely first off, they're all gated. Second off, Cielo, they all have their own little kind of vibe. So where Cielo's people live there year round, but it's kind of like a set it and forget it. You have a lot of people who have those as second homes. It's kind of it's deep Rancho Santa Fe. So you're going out another probably 15 minutes down Del Dios Highway, then you got to go up this big hill. The Crosby right across the street, another gated community, beautiful big golf course. Fairbanks Ranch doesn't have a golf course within there, but they have one just to the south. Once again, a big gated community, beautiful grounds. They really take care of the inside of that. That's probably has the most homes available as far as the other Rancho Santa Fe areas. But then also, if you want coastal, in the same sort of price point, you're definitely looking west of the 5. You could go Cardiff by the sea or Solana Beach west of the 5. There's some neighborhoods in there where you do get that really beach feel because those are both little beach towns. So if you don't want kind of the privacy and the space and all that, you want to be more towards the beach, those are two other good options.
As nice as Rancho Santa Fe is, there are a few cons. Obviously cons are in the eye of the beholder, but some of them are walkability. Walkability is not great. There's not a ton of areas where there are sidewalks. Like Chris mentioned earlier, there are a ton of trail systems, but if you're just trying to get out and do a casual walk, there's just not that many sidewalks. If you get here to the village, yeah, you can walk around a little bit, but for most homes, the streets don't have bike lanes, they don't have sidewalks, so
that was a good point. Bike lanes. Like there's
Yeah.
a lot of people cruising through here. These are like wild roads. There's just trees everywhere. There's no like shoulders or anything, but there are bikers who cruise through here a lot. So safety wise, that might be an issue too, just because there's no bike lanes. You're coming around like corners and stuff. It's like we talk about side roads in San Diego a lot. Right here, there's a lot of side roads in here, so definitely that walkability / bikeability factor is pretty low. Now hopping into convenience a little bit, there's no real infrastructure here besides a little downtown. There's another little section over kind of by Fairbanks Ranch, a little shopping center with some restaurants and stuff. But if you're going to like big shopping, if you're going to, you want your grocery stores, you want those big box stores, you want to go to Home Depot, grab something for your house or whatever, go to Target, that's all not right here. Now Encinitas, right next door, does have it, but you're a little bit further out depending on where you are in Rancho. You can go south to Solana Beach too. They have a few of the shopping centers in that little section too. But anything that like, there is definitely little stores. You can grab a little something here and there. There's a little pharmacy actually right back here. But most of that stuff is going to be outside the community here.
One of the other things to think about too is upkeep. With big houses and big properties comes a lot of upkeep. You know, you've got landscapers. A lot of folks out here don't landscape their whole property. So if you've got 5 acres, maybe you landscape an acre or two. But that upkeep costs, obviously water. If you've got horses, it's, you know, food and all that stuff for upkeep. So a lot of these homes just have a ton of amenities within the property. So, you know, you might need a pool service company, you might need somebody to work on ponds, you might need, you know, the sky's the limit out here just because there are a ton of different amenities.
All right, so let's answer the question that we did ask in the title. Is Rancho Santa Fe a nice place to live?
Yes it is.
One word answers. He's got it. But right down below in the description, we're going to have a few more local resources so you can actually explore. We'll have a link to the Rancho Santa Fe HOA, the Covenant HOA. So you can kind of explore, see what, there's a few more things to get into there. There's also a local kind of publication too online that you can hop into, get some local news about what's going on in Rancho Santa Fe. And just as a last reminder, if you are thinking about moving out this way, you got some questions, hit us up. We're the Beach Life Group right here in North County, San Diego. We got your back when making the move here to North County.